Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pick and Roll live stream here on the Board YouTube channel. We're powered by the Hammer Betting Network, and we're ready to go for some more playoff betting content. If you guys enjoy what you see, make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well, so you know when the content's coming your way, because we go live every weekday morning, but may have some additional bonus content throughout the playoffs that you are not going to want to miss. For today's show, we have a free pick on the way. Also, we'll go through the pick from yesterday's show as well that is still available to get this morning, but one new pick on the way for you guys today. We'll go through the pick. We'll hear Pips' handicap. We'll talk about the NBA action from yesterday, some of the biggest storylines. We'll recap yesterday's bets, and then we will finish off with a recap of what you saw from today. And it was another winning day yesterday, so hopefully we can find that again with a player prop available at the BetMGM Sportsbook. We're going to be going to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are hosting the New Orleans Pelicans, but we're going to be fading one of the Thunder players, and that player is Josh Giddey. We're going to be playing Giddey under 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This is available for minus 105 at BetMGM. It's also available for minus 105 at Bet365. A number of places have very similar to this one. You can use an odds comparison tool like the BetStamp app, as always, to find what's available in your region and see where the best price is available to you. If you have access to Pinnacle, you can even get this a little bit better. Minus 103 odds at Pinnacle, but this one is available to the masses. So let's go to Pips now and hear the handicap behind the fade on Josh Giddey.
Yeah, this doesn't look like Josh Giddey's series. He was completely useless in the first game. He had 2 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Played only 20 minutes, 19 and a half minutes. So I think he's probably going to stay in the range of 16 to 24 minutes for the series, because even the last game, regular season, when they were all healthy, he got 21 minutes, and he was getting 20 to 22 minutes regularly during the season when they were healthy. So yeah, I don't see it for this series for him. First game, he had 3 assists on 2 potential assists somehow, but he didn't create anything. He didn't get rebounds, and on offense, he couldn't get to his spots, to the rim. They were like playoff basketball, maybe too big of a stay, like too big for Josh Giddey. Like playoff defense is next level stuff, as we can see this season especially. So yeah, I think he will struggle, and they need more like Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, like maybe even Aaron Wiggins, who played great. So I think this is not a spot for Josh Giddey, and in limited minutes he is not covering this line, especially in playoff environment. In regular season, when they play terrible teams like Wizards and Pistons and stuff, his average is below this. And now playoff basketball, I don't see Big Giddey going from like terrible in the first game to being somehow great in the second one to get more minutes. So yeah, even if he plays like way better, he still had only 8 points, rebounds, and assists in first game in 20 minutes. If he gets 22 minutes, he will need to perform way better than this.
We haven't seen much playoff action out of this Oklahoma City Thunder team. You and me have been pretty negative on Josh Giddey. You especially are very negative on Josh Giddey over the last season or two. So it'll be interesting as they progress through the playoffs. You feel like the further you go in the playoffs, the least use you would have for a player like Josh Giddey. So I'm kind of curious if eventually, like, are we going to be at the point where he's essentially falling out of rotation? I don't think that's completely impossible for the Thunder to want to go in that direction. Again, the further we get into the playoffs. But that is the play for today, the under on the points, rebounds, and assists for Josh Giddey. Let's go to the recap of the previous show's
Let's
picks.
just
And, oh, go ahead.
let's just mention that Herb Jones is still
Right.
available at 9.5, and you can get a good price. Minus 117 Caesars, minus 120 DraftKings and BetMGM. So he's still good. We shared it on the last show. We were afraid it would move, but it didn't. So you can get it still today.
Yeah, so that was over 9.5 points on Herb Jones in the same game. Again, that was for yesterday's show. Still available, so that's fine. If you didn't catch yesterday's show, you still have the opportunity to get this. Minus 117 best in market at Caesars, but there's minus 120s available out there as well. Once again, an odds comparisons like PipsNBA is your friend to help find the best price for the books that you have available. But let's go now to the recap of the previous show's picks. And it was a winning day. It was a 1-1 day, but it was a winning day. Up half a unit here. The main play was a winner on Tyrese Halliburton, and a no-sweat winner, might I add. We had under 19.5 points. Never got going on a point standpoint. This one finished at 12, but unfortunately, the big SGP does lose here. We go 2-5 on that one. Just didn't get the Milwaukee Bucks side of the big SGP here. Both Pacers' legs are winners. Siakam easily, might I add. And the little Lillard goes over. We needed him under. Portis and Middleton stay under. We needed their over here. What was it about Milwaukee's performance that let us down in this one?
Damian Lillard was hitting some crazy shot in the first half. I didn't like the defense on him, but it was way better than in the first game. In the first half, still didn't matter because he just the threes he made in the first quarter were unbelievable. Like that's just like Steph Curry and Damian Lillard stuff. That's nothing you can do there when it's going in like this. And at the end, he only covered by 1-3, one of these crazy threes. So for this, like I don't like it as a player, him as a player, but he was 6 from 16, and most of his shots were like inside the 5 feet from the rim against the Pacers, which is terrible. He missed like 3 laps or something like transition dunk and stuff. So yeah, this one was painful, and Chris Middleton never got it going. Like poor game for Chris, and Pacers win, and pretty comfortable win, blowout win. So series tied 1-1. Interesting to see next game. Probably expecting Giannis to come back.
Yeah, let's talk about the Pacers here. They certainly made the adjustments after game one where they were horrendous on defense. Granted, they were actually very poor on defense in the first half in that game. Had a pretty good second half and continued to bring a lot of that to this game against the Bucks. Ended up winning by 17 points. Back in the commanding seat of this series, they were favored as the lower seed in this series before the series even started. And now they're heading home having done their job. They got an away win. How do you see the rest of this series playing out?
Difference between the first game and second game, a bit like they were trying to set an early offense, like way earlier than in the first game. So they were like when Brook Lopez was under the rim, or like they were just pushing it to get 5 as a 4, and they scored a ton of it. Also, that they had finally had 3 falling down. Like it was huge variance on one side in the first game, huge variance on the other side in the second game, and yeah, that's it. That's about it. Like when you make 16 threes in a playoff game, you are going to win. Like that's almost a fact. Like that's difficult to, yeah. But I would say this was last terrible performance from the Bucks defense. Like they were attacking earlier, so Brook Lopez was always out of the position. They didn't know what to do. They tried different stuff against Tyrese Halliburton, and he made the right passes. Like he played. Tyrese Halliburton scored only 12 points, but he had a good game. So yeah, and it helps that Pascal Siakam is playing like MVP.
Yeah, I've been saying for years, you just give Pascal Siakam some space. He's a really good player. Never got it in Toronto. What a shame.
I even debated. Yeah, I even debated like with some guys on Twitter. Like I hate it for myself to even go into this debate, but people were saying Jalen Brown is better than Pascal Siakam, and I was going nuts. I think I even sent you that screenshot. Like Pascal Siakam like is not like next level player to comparing to Jalen Brown. But just saying, like
go ahead.
I knew he had this in him. You know it as well. Like Pascal is just crazy, and yeah, he got space and he got like attack. You can do whatever you want, just like complete freedom on offense, and he's doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we're probably not seeing 3 from 4 from 3 from Siakam again in this playoffs. Yeah, but when things are falling for him, it's a beautiful game. And we got something from Nemhard and Nesmith compared to the first game. So yeah, this was huge game
Yeah.
for the Pacers.
Yeah, I'm definitely biased on Siakam because he's a former Raptor, but hey, playing with space, a spacing center as well with Miles Turner, who he said with the player he wanted to play with the most, other than Kevin Durant in the NBA, is telling to his time in Toronto. They never gave him some floor spacing, but we don't need to make this about the Raptors. Let's go to another interesting series here. This one is becoming very, very interesting for the wrong reasons for the Phoenix Suns because they're down 2-0 in this series now. And I think a lot of times, even myself, we can overrate 2-0 series leads. Like, you're going home, you go win 2 home games, all of a sudden the series is tied. Can be easier sometimes than others. And this is going to be one of the harder times because it very much feels like the Phoenix Suns have just not even showed up in this series yet. And watching this game, the demeanor of this team, wow, the investment that has gone in, the investment of assets, the investments financially into contracts and luxury tax. Like, Devin Booker does not look good at all. Kevin Durant does not look like he wants to be in Phoenix. Like, he looks like he's ready to ask for another trade. All the assets that went into Bradley Beal. And for what? Like, they are miles off this series. Anthony Edwards says, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels, who produces a stunning 25-point performance here. Like, even the role players on the Timberwolves, I say role players. That might be a bit disrespectful to a player like McDaniels, but non-stars.
Offensively,
Sure.
he is a role player.
Non-star players outshining the three-headed monster in Phoenix. What do Phoenix need to do to recover in this series, Pips?
I don't know. I don't know. Like this game was like Towns huge foul trouble, 12 points, like didn't contribute much. Edwards 3 from 12 from Edwards, and they win double digits. Like
Yeah.
Conley is a great player, like, and he showed up this one, scored 18 points, did all kinds of stuff. Rudy Gobert playing. This is all-time great defense here in the first 2 games of the playoffs. Like he is doing everything. Like how he got marked so many times in the playoffs that he was played off the floor where opposing team was playing stretch five that can shoot. Now he's playing at a good defensive team. They can put whoever they want at the five. They can put even Nikola Jokic at the five, and Embiid at the five. He will Wolves defense will look great, and it's because Gobert is insane. Like, he switched on Booker, hold his own. He switched on Bill, hold his own. He switched on KD, hold his own. Like he was doing all kinds of great stuff, and we can see like three-headed monster, 93, 95 points in the first 2 games. Like they can win in the mud, they can win in a shootout, and Gobert is like the key guy for this team. Yeah, Wolves scored only 105 points. Towns and Edwards didn't do much. Yeah, role players got good numbers, but they held their opponents under 100 points. If they continue doing it, it doesn't matter what they do on the other side. They will score. Like that's and yeah, Gobert, McDaniels, Nicky Alexander Walker, all 3 players are like probably like good enough for all defense team, maybe second, but all defense. Like I don't think Nikhil got the minutes, but he's playing on that level. Like he's one of the best perimeter defensive players in the league. Jalen McDaniels and Gobert, and you have like 3 players on the court for the most of the game. Edwards is doing great on defense as well. You have Conley, who is very experienced, and was great defensive player for like majority of his career, and Towns is improved. Like this team is like insane in defense, and they are winning with defense, and everything on the other side of the court is just an extra for this team.
Yeah. 6 of 13 for Booker, 6 of 15 for Durant, 6 of 17 for Bradley Beal. It was a rough night for the Suns, who might be on the way to crashing out once again in the early stages of the NBA playoffs. So, again, it's only 2-0. They can still win two home games, and all of a sudden they're back. But
I would say
not looking
most
good.
interesting part about this is they lost by 12. KD and Booker played 42 minutes. and they were minus 24 in
Yeah.
those minutes. So they 7 minutes that Booker and KD sit, they won by 12, which is insane. Like they are not working well together at all. They don't look even like a team. They look like a your turn, my turn kind of team. And we knew that when the season started, and we expected them to become a team throughout the entire NBA season, and they are not looking like it. Of course, they can tie the series somehow, but
It doesn't look likely at this
yeah,
point,
it
for
does.
sure.
It looks like a one-on-one at home, and then Wolves closing the series at home in fifth
5.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it looks like for sure.
that's currently how it looks. Yeah.
Yes. Let's go to the last game was on the slate. It was in the Mavericks and Clippers game, and this is what you would call a playoff game. My goodness, neither of the teams shot the ball particularly well, but again, this is what playoff basketball can be with the slower pace, with the defense that's being played, and we got that. And the Dallas Mavericks needed to grind out a win here, and they did. They got a 96-93 win over the Los Angeles Clippers here. This one kind of hangs in the balance heading to Dallas. Who do you see as the team in the ascendancy or the favorite to win this series?
I think we have a seven-game series here. Uh, this one was very interesting. Clippers won the rebounding battle on offensive rebounds. They won possession battle, and they had less turnovers, 9 less turnovers, so they had more possessions in this game. They shot 11 more field goal attempts and had the same amount of free throws. So that kind of battle is on the Clippers side. But we had a game where Maxi Kleber and PJ Washington shot 5 from 7 from three, and that's it. That's why they won. It's come down to the details. Like Kyrie and Doncic put up the great game overall for both of the players. Not like crazy efficient, but for playoff standards, it's good enough. Like they played good games, but PJ Maxi hitting that three late into the game and PJ being there for the entire game. And on the other side, no one like Russell Westbrook and Norman Powell and like bench Mason Plumlee, Westbrook and Powell were 4 from 22. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
poor
no
game
help
from the Clippers
whatsoever.
bench.
And like Kawhi 0 from 5 from 3, James Harden 2 from 10 from 3. James Harden probably was the best Clippers game in back-to-back playoff games. He was the best player in the first game, and he was the best player in the second game. He played a real good game. Hit that three to give him a chance. And then I don't know if you looked in the last minute of the game, but it was a 4-point game. Kyrie misses the free throw with 40 seconds left, and they got the offensive rebound, and the game is over. Yeah,
Yep.
offensive rebound on a game, most important possession of the game after a missed free throw. They didn't have neither Plumlee or Zubac to get the rebound, so they yeah. But this one is like one possession game probably for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks like a very interesting one. We'll see which team has the firepower to, get over the line because it may just come down to a couple big shots here and there. This is what kind of game 2 did come down to. But some exciting action once again in the NBA tonight. Miami looking to get back in this series with the Boston Celtics and with the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have 2 bets that are going to be on the line, one of which was given out on today's show. That was Josh Giddey under 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We got it -105 at BetMGM. It was available in a lot of spots, -108 at FanDuel, -105 also at DraftKings, -103 at Pinnacle, -104 at Sugar House, Bet Rivers, Canby Books. This one's available to the masses. And then we also had the Herb Jones over 9.5 points, which when we went live, that was -117 at Caesars. That's from yesterday's show, which is still a fine price to take. But there are -120s out there as well. Please ensure you use an odds comparison tool like BetSamp when you're searching for your player props. Make it easy to get the best price. And use our affiliate link that is pinned in chat or is in the description so that you can see what's available in your region and sign up to more sports books to make you a more profitable sports bettor by being able to always get the best price. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for more content right here on the Board YouTube channel. Drop a like if you enjoyed this one, subscribe to the channel as well, and we will see you there.